on the road. Stevie Francis starts in the backcourt with Cuttino Mobley. Francis, the former Maryland star in his second year in the league. Of course, he was co-MVP or co-rookie of the year, I should say, last year with Elton Brand. And Francis had 29 points in the Rockets' victory over the Wizards back on February 13th. Starting in the front court for Houston, Kenny Thomas with Shandon Anderson, and Hakeem Olajuwon is back in his 17th year from Houston. Olajuwon now in his 52nd game, averaging 11.5 points and 7.5 rebounds per contest. And 54, 11 and 23 here at home, 7 and 31 on the road. Laron Profit, another Maryland alum, will get his third start as a Wizard, and Richard Hamilton will be back there as well. Hamilton with a career-high 41 the other night against Golden State. And in the front court is Christian Laettner, Courtney Alexander, and the former Georgetown star, Jahidi White. Jahidi with 21 points and 15 rebounds Thursday against the Warriors. Underway at the MCI Center. Steve Buckhand's Phil Chenier as the Wizards look to make it 2 in a row. This is the second and final meeting between the two. Rockets won the first 99-89 back in Houston February 13th. They lead the all-time series. The Wizards do 70-44 and 2-0 against Houston at the MCI Center. Last year the team split a pair. The Rockets winning in Houston 105-89 December 23rd. And the Wizards coming back 3 days later and winning here 103-92.
It's going to be an interesting matchup here. You have Thomas getting by Christian Laettner easily, but I believe that was Profit that came over to help out but picked up the foul. But that's going to be an interesting matchup. He's going to be guarding his former teammate in Maryland, Francis. And then you have Cuttino Mobley and Hamilton going against each other. But, of course, throughout the course of the game, you'll have a lot of different switches and various matchups other than those two. But that's how they are starting off the game.
Duke well represented here tonight on this NBA floor as the Wizards and Rockets go at it. Profit with Popeye Jones in the game as well. Laron drives. It's blocked beautifully by Olajuwon, who averages 1.5 blocks a game. Alley-oop coming, too high.
This Houston team is a team that can be very exciting. They can make some mistakes, but they can make some spectacular plays.
Hamilton around a Jones screen, the jumper, and then picking up where he left off the other night when he had a career-high 41. In fact, he had 4 career-high numbers against the Warriors.
Well, that time he just played peekaboo behind the pick. Francis didn't get over there in time, and he was able to spot up and hit a nice open jumper.
To go along with the 41 points, Richard had 9 rebounds, a career high, 8 assists, a career high, and 17 field goals made, a career high. Steve Francis looks to answer and misses. Rip runs, and it's stripped away nicely by Francis, who's ahead of the pack for a lay-in. Richard tried to slip between the defenders, but the quick-handed Francis was right there for the steal.
Well, Francis stripped it, and then he took off. Shannon Anderson just kind of batted the ball up ahead to him.
Stevie averages just less than 2 steals a game, which is 8th in the NBA. He's 27th in scoring and 15th in assists at 6.4 per contest, and just under 20 points a game, and an offensive foul called on Kenny Thomas.
That's interesting. The first 3 possessions, half-court possessions we've seen from Houston, they've all been to Kenny Thomas, posting him down low on Christian Laettner. As I said, this is a guard-driven team. I wonder how much longer they're going to stay with that. Nothing really productive has come out of that so far.
Houston leads at 4-2 early. Popeye backs up, shoots, and misses, and Laettner pulls down the rebound, finds Profit. And they'll reset with a new 24. Here's Alexander, who scores. Courtney Alexander, who since he's been starting, this is his 9th start as a Wizard, is averaging almost 18 points and 3 rebounds a game.
Yeah, he's put on some good performances. He's had 47 points, I should say, in the last 2 ball games for Washington.
Olajuwon, that patented fadeaway, and it's nothing but net for Hakeem Ladream, who averages 11.5 points and 7.5 rebounds. This is 52nd game in Houston this season. Alexander, no. Popeye can't follow. Tipped away, taken by Hamilton for the jumper. Got it.
strong hands by Popeye Jones. He didn't really have possession, but he was able to pop it loose, and Hamilton picked up the loose ball.
4 points for Rip Hamilton. Illegal defense called against Christian Laettner. That's the first on Washington.
Well, Laettner stepped in that key right in there, and his man was on the far side, on the weak side. You're not allowed to do that unless you're going to double team.
Jahidi White gets back into the game, so they did in fact stop the bleeding in his nose, and Popeye Jones is out. Steal by Washington. Oh, great pass to Laettner. He can't get it, but the follow is there.
Well, he led him perfectly. The only thing was there was a defender that was right there in front of the ball. Laettner had to kind of stop and chop his steps to avoid a charge, but it all worked out well.
Two Maryland guards going at it. Francis lays it off. The open jumper. Thomas pushes Profit out of the way to get the rebound. And that's knocked away. Profit, I think, or Hamilton.
Yeah, that's the second time that we've seen Profit get his hand on the ball. I don't know if he was credited with the steal, but the heads-up play defensively.
Boy, Rip is just on fire. One of those running jumpers. He's made all 3 of his field goals, and the Wizards have the lead by 4.
Yeah, I want to get back to Profit, though. He didn't score in that game against Golden State, but he did some good things. Had 5 assists, had 3 steals, I believe, and defensively. And he continues to do a good job pressuring his man.
Laettner knocked it out of bounds, but Ronnie Nunn says it's Wizards ball. Olajuwon now saying, wait a minute, and somehow he's gotten Nunn to change his mind.
Well, sometimes what happens in that situation is the official has a certain team in mind. He just points to the wrong basket.
You don't have to tell me that. I used to do it all the time. I don't know how they keep it straight so often. It gets so crazy down there.
So you mean if you were a player, you could get mixed up as to what basket you're supposed to be going to?
I hope not. That I think I could.
That could be a problem.
Keep that straight, I think. Boy, Steve Francis with some incredible moves, and he hits a three-pointer for Stevie. His 114th three-pointer on the season. He is 31st in the NBA in that category. The Wizards doing what Golden State did the other night in the first quarter. Washington has missed 6 shots, but they've gotten 4 offensive rebounds.
Well, they started off slow, and like you said, Golden State was pretty much dominating the boards early on, but as it turned out, Washington ended up out-rebounding them by 19, 51 rebounds throughout the game. They were led by this guy there, Jahidi White. You take a look at him making his move to the basket.
Boy, he just pushed Akeem out of the way, didn't he? 6 to shoot. You hear Kevin Johnson. Great shot by the rookie on the run.
Tough shot. He had to bring that ball back to the defense, but because of his ability to jump so well, he's still able to get that shot over the defense.
Alexander is 3 for 5 with 6 points. And again, the Wizards lead by 5. That's great defense by Jahidi White.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Stayed right in front of him, didn't allow the spin move to get away from him.
Alexander lays it off for Laettner, and he got fouled. Boy, that's some quick ball movement by this team. This is a very tough fadeaway jumper. Here's Moochie. And another illegal defense here, but no call.
So far above the rim, it was hard to tell.
You can see the Rockets have stepped up the defensive pressure. Laettner inside, no call, and knocked out of bounds. They'll give it to the Wizards with 13 on the shot clock. Hamilton, and he draws the foul. And Francis called for a foul on Hamilton. That's number 2 on Steve Francis, 8. Make it 12 to 8. And as Phil mentioned, just the 1 turnover. Wizards have their largest lead of 10. Looking for Jahidi. Nowhere to go. He takes the shot, got hit. And no call. They'll say that Kelvin Cato blocked it. Again, Laettner helping out Phil all over the place. Thomas spins, nice play as Laettner hit the ball going up.
And from the looks of it, Thomas has been open from the perimeter, just doesn't feel real comfortable. He's been trying to take everything to the basket, even though he's been open from the short jump shot range.
Profit will try a long-range jumper and miss it. Shahidi tips it up, taken by Mobley.
As I mentioned, this team is third in three-pointers attempted. They average over 17 attempts from three-point range, so they're not afraid to put it up.
Not a good pass by Laettner. Mobley picked it off. Blocked by Christian, however. And Courtney Alexander has the loose ball. Alexander, the jumper. No good. Sneaks in to get the rebound. White inside. He got fouled, and he'll shoot two. Boy, give some credit to Courtney A., who was all over the court. His 18th game with the Wizards, as is Christian Laettner's. Hubert Davis, not available tonight. Mucci lost the ball. He got fouled. Mobley on the fadeaway. No good. Shahidi's there, and that is the end of an inspired. White called for traveling. Too much contact in there to be called for traveling. He got fouled. .3:15 to go in the half. You're going to allow it on one end. You've got to allow it on both. Olajuwon.
Doing good inside position. They're boxing out.
Laettner drives. What a shot. Won't fall. Jahidi's there. Goes up. No call. And now Dee Kantner has a foul under the basket. Well, the Wizards have gotten almost half of their missed shots. 17 second chance points. And every Wizard except one has an offensive rebound. And that's Michael Smith. How surprising is that?
I'm glad you didn't give that as a trivia question. I'd have never gotten that one.
He's on the bench after getting hit in the face by Hakeem Olajuwon. As Jahidi misses both, and White really struggling from the line, now 1 of 6. And the Wizards lead remains 3. Alley-oop for Francis, a little too far for Stevie. He gathers it and sets up. You know something's going to happen here, and it's 2 points. Stevie Francis, who had 29 against the Wizards back on February 13th with 5 assists and 4 steals in that game, had 7 points tonight. And the Washington lead is down to 1. Vanderpool spots up and scores. David Vanderpool averaging a shade under 6 points a game. 1.2 rebounds and 2.5 assists. Has 5 tonight. Francis again challenges Profit. Spins knocked away by White. Here's Vanderpool with no advantage, streaking to the middle. David lays it up. It's partially blocked. And Houston the other way.
Yeah, he really didn't have a good open shot. Tried to make something out of nothing. But on the other end, good team defense forced that last turnover on Francis. And once again, they throw the ball away trying to execute a break. So Washington getting back on defense and also executing their half-court defense.
Cuttino Mobley back in the lineup, replaces former Maryland star Walt Williams. And Mucci goes all the way to miss. Alexander's fouled in the backcourt by Olajuwon, and on Hakeem, I believe that's at least 2.
Another block from Cato. That was really rejected. Nice move by Courtney Alexander to get in, but an even better defensive move by Cato.
Profit got it! Three-pointer at the buzzer. Wizards with a stellar half of basketball. They end the half on a 9-2 run after the Rockets had cut the Washington lead to 1. All players contributing tonight as Profit knocks down a 3. And Washington takes the lead. As pass, Leitner for 2. Credit Courtney Alexander, who kept that ball alive, enabling Profit to slap it back to him. And then Alexander with a pretty pass to Leitner.
Well, we've seen a lot of hustle points come from Washington, and that's just one of them. And it saved possession and led to an easy 2.
16 points for Christian Leitner. The jumper no good, but Olajuwon retrieves it. Good defense by White. The long jumper for 3, and Jahidi's there for the rebound. His 8th of the night. Wizards by 3. LaRon Profit for 3. Got another one. Rudy T wants time. 10 points for LaRon Profit. Fans reacting to the Maryland Duke score.
I think that smile is the reaction from LaRon.
Norris kicks it out to Stevie Francis for 3.
Well, you've got 2, well, actually 3 with Francis, but Cuttino Mobley and Quincy Norris extremely quick. They can stop on a dime and cut on you.
14 points for Stevie Francis, 7 in the quarter, and an offensive foul as Decanter looks at David Vanderpool and says, you cannot hold him. LaRon Profit with a new season high, 10 points. His previous was 7. Michael Smith back in the game as Olajuwon gets inside, lays it in, and just like that, the lead is back to 1. Leitner spins inside, lays it off to Michael Smith. He goes up, got fouled by Francis. Profit, in and out. So we've got a new ball game here with 1:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. Francis lost the ball out of bounds, turned it over.
They saw the double team. Profit coming over to help Vanderpool. Tried to dribble out of that and lost control of the ball.
12th turnover of the game for Houston, which has led to 14 Wizards points. Leitner dribbles out of the key. Back to Christian for the long jumper, in and out. Profit picks a pocket, and LaRon goes up for an easy slam. 12 points for LaRon Profit, and I believe that's a new career high.
Just an alert play, being in the right place, and taking advantage of it on defense.
Blocked by Leitner and a foul called.
I said he's been real active defensively. And even the other night, like I said, against Golden State, putting up, even though he didn't score, did some good things defensively.
Vanderpool takes the jumper. That's way off. Michael Smith trying to get the rebound. Does. Goes up and gets muscled by Shandon Anderson, and that's who the foul will be called on. Much to win. Thomas, no good. And that is the end of 3 quarters of basketball in Washington, and they've been good ones. So inspired tonight by his Wizards teammates and playing against Stevie Francis. I know that gets him pumped up.
Gotta be familiar with each other.
Matt Bullard in the game. He's pushed by Michael Smith. And Ronnie Nunn says, take it easy. And Michael Smith looks at Ronnie and says, he's pushing me. Missed 14 shots. 0 for 14, no points. Francis for 3. And the Rockets have the lead. First lead since they were up 6-4, and Stevie has 17 points. Hamilton with 4 fouls. They need his shooting. Profit baseline, lays it up short, gets his own rebound. This one's up and good. 2 finger rolls in a row.
He went up and got his own missed shot. They're really concentrating on trying to double up whenever they can on Richard Hamilton. That forced him to give the ball back to Profit on that last possession.
Stevie streaks by LeBron, and then LeBron tries to steal it and is called for a foul. The 3rd best 3-point shooter in the league. Profit for Alexander. Missed it. Michael Smith tips it, but it's taken by Francis, and a foul on Michael Smith from behind. In the NBA in 3-point shooting, has his first of the night, his 71st of the season, and now the Houston lead is 5, their largest of the game. Seven to shoot. Vanderpool lays it off for Michael Smith. He gets it, fires, and misses a 24-second violation.
We'll give the Rockets, and particularly Steve Francis, some credit, at least on that possession. Did a good job overplaying Hamilton the whole way. It looked like to me that Washington had set something up to try and get Hamilton the ball.
And the Wizards offense has come to a crashing halt. Mucci. Williams. And a blocking foul call. The NBA All-Rookie second team in '93 was Sacramento. Profit off the screen, rather Hamilton off the screen, missed it badly. And Houston the rebound. They lead by 7, their largest, as the tide has turned here.
Well, he's got to get a couple more of those shots. That's his first shot in some time, talking about Rip Hamilton. But he set his man up perfectly, got the open shot that they wanted.
Blocked by Laettner out of bounds with 3 seconds to shoot when Mucci can really move.
Oh, he can stop and go on you. But again, what you want to do is take away that drive. And with Laettner having the size advantage, he can still recover. He gets a hand up.
3 to shoot. Bullard fires, misses, tipped up, taken by Laettner. Hamilton streaking. Rip knocked away from behind by Mucci. Rip Hamilton in the first 4 minutes of this game was 3 for 3. Since then, he's missed all 7 of his shots.
But that's not, I remember missing 7 straight shots in a couple of minutes, so that's not a big number. He's just got to look for his shots, really get aggressive now, see if he can help pick this offense up. That's it, maintain your dribble.
Mucci. Once the foul, didn't get it, tipped away by White. He really wanted that foul on Laettner. Hamilton got hit by Walt Williams, and Ronnie Nunn called the foul. Stevie Francis.
Well, they've hit those threes, and now all of a sudden they've really stretched Washington's defense out. And they've been able to find ways to the basket.
David Vanderpool draws the foul. Francis has 20 points in the game on 8 of 11 shooting. Inspired basketball in the first quarter. Built up a lead. Led 25-16 in the first quarter. Francis gets fouled by Vanderpool. Great move, and he got fouled by Hamilton. $16 points for Cuttino Mobley, and the Rockets have taken control of this game with 2 minutes to play. Nice pass to Courtney Alexander, lays it up and in with that leaping ability. 15 points for Courtney Alexander, one above his average with the Wizards in 18 games, averaging 14.1 points. Profit called for the foul with 1:52 to go. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 steals. The 7 steals and the 16 points are a new career high, and you can add to that 18 for Laron Profit, who made his 3rd start as a Wizard tonight. Up to the Wizard himself, Walt Williams for the slam. 9 points for Walt. 7th player taken overall by the Kings in '92. 3 years in Sacramento, 2 months in Miami, 3 months in Toronto, then traded to Portland. Mike Smith, the rookie, knocks one down. 11-point Houston lead. And adding to the Rockets' prowess here in the 4th quarter is the fact that they have not turned the ball over once in this period.
They've gone with a much smaller lineup. They've had their 2 3-point shooters. In fact, they've gone without a center for the most part of this quarter.
Williams misses a 3-ball. Alexander's fouled by Stevie Francis.
The number 45?
The number 45.
Calvin Murphy wasn't 45.
At one point, he might have been. That's what they're saying.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. So after not paying attention, you're actually challenging the answer.
Getting an attitude.
30 seconds to go. The Wizards had a good first quarter tonight. They outscored Houston 25-16. Francis gets an easy basket. He's got 25 for the game. He had 29 when these two teams last met February 13th. But 11 points for Stevie in this quarter. Nice move by David Vanderpool. But the 4th quarter, certainly the Wizards' demise tonight.
And it started in the 3rd quarter.
They went a long stretch where they could manage just 5 points, and they finished with 21 in the period. And after building an 11-point lead, and you can see the 2 Blair High School stars embracing. Steve Francis and David Vanderpool both went to Blair High in Montgomery County and Silver Spring. 5 points for the Wizards in the first 7.5 minutes of the 4th quarter was their undoing tonight. Washington falls to Houston, 96-86.